Hello, everyone. Some of you may not be aware of how I entered the world of entrepreneurship. Well, frankly, it was a bit of a surprise to me, too, that I was geared for this life as an entrepreneur. Because actually, more of an accident. So here's the story. My first career could not have been further away from the world of business. I was, as some of you may know, a professional contemporary dancer and choreographer, which actually meant that I earned very, very little money. I was also a part time waitress, and I still lived at home with my mom because I could not afford rent. I happened to also be studying for my law degree part time. All of a sudden, I completed my law degree. It was a bit of a shock because now I could no longer justify living with my mom. I was like 28 years old. And then I realized, shit, I really did not want to be a lawyer. I mean, I was glad to have completed the degree. I mean, a completed degree is better than an incomplete one. But man, I just could not face the idea of becoming a lawyer as my profession. But I was also at a bit of a crossroads with my dance career. I was broke. I was constantly injured. It was really, really hard to make a living as a dancer, and I was not getting any younger. So I decided to try something radical. I decided to get an office job, which I managed to do quickly. I got a job as a database manager in a recruitment company, which meant that I had this pile of CVs on my desk when I arrived at work every morning, and it was my job to phone people and update their details. So very soon I rose in the ranks. I became a fully fledged consultant, and within a couple of years, I was doing really well in the company. But internally, I was really struggling. I was reporting to someone else, having to do things according to the rules set by others, particularly when I thought my ideas were so much better. God, I was an arrogant little shit. Anyway, one thing led to another, and I decided I was going to set up my own firm. Wow, just what guts and gumption I had. I really knew nothing about running a business, being an entrepreneur. But I had a lot of self belief and I loved the idea of using my creativity to build something. And I guess creativity and tenacity and determination and discipline and waking up every day with love in your heart for the thing that you're showing up for, those really are the common denominators with being an artist and an entrepreneur. Anyway, it has been 23 years. Not once have I ever been tempted to throw in the towel, despite the many challenges and curveballs and detours and low moments over the past 2 decades. Because here's the thing, being an entrepreneur is tough, particularly right now in the current markets, and particularly if you're looking for investment capital at any stage of the game, whether it's your first bit of angel money or pre-seed money, or if you're raising your A, B, C round, whatever, money is not flowing the way that it was a couple of years ago. And then I always wonder what's going on in the mind of investors when they decide to invest cash in startup founders who, if this is their first rodeo, are kind of clueless about things, just as I was when I decided to go out on my own way back. I'm super curious to know what is the X factor that makes them confident enough to invest. So that's why I'm really excited about my guest today. We'll get into that of today's episode of On Work and Revolution.